I think she was hurt because she thinks, and she's actually said this, might have been on her podcast or someone else's podcast. Emily's podcast, Legally Brunette, is under her on iHeart. So technically she does work for her. Like, it's under her umbrella. So she's like, I feel like she's betrayed me. She really feels like this is what she's been saying now since this episode, since we're seeing it. Like, she feels like Heather and Emily and Gina have really betrayed her. Welcome to We Wine Whenever. Grab your glass and join 3 Jersey Shore housewives, Wendy, Kelly, and Lori, as they dive into everything from Bravo drama to life's everyday chaos. It's unfiltered, it's hilarious, and it's the real talk you've been waiting for, from relationship to pop culture. We drink wine whenever, and we hope you do too. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a 5-star review. Cheers! Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 19, Episode number 13, Not So Funfetti. It's all right. We start out with Gretchen and Jenn are out to lunch, and Gretchen's telling Jenn that Heather and Emily were salivating at the mouth over listening to the footage of Tamra singing. I mean,
Now, I agree that Emily was, but Heather was not.
yes, I agree.
And I'm not a big Fancy Pants fan, but I will call it as it is.
Right.
She wasn't.
No, Emily was definitely pushing for it, and she said it over and over again.
Absolutely.
And then we see that, because they're talking about some spring fling party, then we see that last week after Tamra stormed out of the self-defense place, she walks back in and says, "You're all invited to my spring fling party. I mean, everyone except for you." And she points to Gretchen, because, bitch, you can't change. I was like, come on. Like, there's nothing worse than a storm out when you come back in.
I was thinking the same thing. Listen, I have moments in my household, and the people who live with me will attest to same. I can blow up, but the blow up, and then she didn't say she quits here. I'm sorry, that's at her house. And then the going back in, like, oh, and by the way, I'm hosting a party, like Sybil, like multiple personalities.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah. And honestly, I wish they would have showed us that last week. Don't end with her walking out. End with her walking back in, acting like the damn crazy person.
Exactly. Listen, I said it on the last pod we did with the husbands watching Housewives, so please, everybody, tune into that because we had so much fun doing it. We are watching the show that the producers want us to see.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily watching exactly what happens in true time.
Right. And we see Tamra's decorating her house for the party, and she's talking to Eddie about it. And she's saying she needs help. And Eddie's like, well, I'll help you get the tables cleaned, and I'll help you with this. And then she says her back hurts. And he's like, well, what happened? And she said, well, when she jumped over Gina during the prank, she hurt her back, which I can believe happened because that whole thing we talked about last week, how crazy that was.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah. And she's telling Eddie that, she found out what Gretchen had said at the sleepover at Heather's house in LA, and that when she found out, she wound up blurting out 12 years of FUs. She was so mad. And he's like, oh, yeah, I can understand that. What?
Yeah, he's just going, he's along for the ride, Eddie. He's just along for the ride.
Yeah.
He's waiting for the 3 months of filming to be over so he can get his wife back.
Yeah, I think that's true. I really think that's true.
I really do. I think he just sucks it up for 3 months and is like, all right, do whatever you got to do for the paycheck. And then let's go to Big Bear when you're done.
Yeah. So then she goes, well, that's not the best part. I got a call from, we're going to call it the pop star's wife, and Jenn followed him today. I was like, who cares? Who cares?
So I do think it's very odd that Jenn followed this guy. And this is what I think. I think Jenn followed the guy thinking that the guy would know who she was, and he didn't. Because why would he? Like, you're, 2 seasons in, Jenn? Like, this guy's not going to know who you are. She purposefully did it. And she says it this episode, like, I did it to see if he
see what it was all about.
Give me some information.
Right, to see
But
what this
he
was all
doesn't know
about.
who you are. You're Jen Pedranti. He doesn't know who you are. It's weird that she followed him.
I don't think it's that weird. I don't. I really don't. I think she followed him because, I mean, she said she did it to see, what it was all about or what he was all about. Like, I think she followed, and, later on it comes up. Heather's like, well, you can see what he's all about without following him. Like, you can look at his page without following him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I mean, you can follow someone too. Like, what is it? Like, honestly, I have no idea who follows me, or I just don't know. I really don't. I don't know
Well,
who
the fact
follows
that the
me.
wife reached out to Tamra is a little odd.
Well, I think that Tamara reached out to the wife.
Probably.
I think that Tamara reached out to the wife and said what came out, and then she said, "Okay, well, this person just followed him," because she had the exact time, which again is
The
crazy.
exact time, which is weird. How do you even find that out? You can't see that if you just look at who followed you.
No, the only way you can see that is if you're looking at it like real time.
Right.
When that
Right.
notification comes up, right? You look at it like,
Right.
right? That's the only way you would
Yes.
know.
Yes. Yes.
But that's crazy. Who cares?
Crazy. Who cares? You're right. You're right. Who
Yeah.
cares? But I really think Jen thought by following him, he'd be like, oh, hey, look who it is. But he was like, who the fuck is this?
I mean, that could be, but I don't think that was her motive. I don't really think she's that well thought out, to be quite honest with you. And she also goes on to tell Eddie that she's not happy with Heather, that, she's been friends with her for 15 years. And once again, she's like, you were in my wedding. Okay, do we have to hear that every time you bring up her name? We know that Heather was in your wedding. We know that.
And
Thank you.
honestly, if Heather weren't on the show with you at the time, she wouldn't have been in the wedding. So
Yeah, that's very true. Then we see Heather and Shannon meet up and they're doing this, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Kintsugi.
I don't know.
It's
I
some
don't know. I said they are. I said Heather and Shannon go somewhere because that's how much I did not understand what they were doing.
So what they were doing is some kind of Japanese artwork thing. So they take a piece of ceramic and then they wrapped it in a towel and they break it, and then I guess the point of it is then you put it back together. So you tear it apart and then you build it back together. I guess it's supposed to be healing or something. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
looks like it's therapeutic. But this is how karma works, people. And this is why I try not to be negative, but I know on here sometimes I get there. So I have written down here, Shannon has broken readers. They are literally $5 at CVS. She couldn't stop on her way. Now, I watched this the other night. Then I go to the salon yesterday and work. And what do? I break my readers. And I have yet to go to CVS to buy a new pair for $5 like I thought Shannon should have on her way to doing this.
There you go.
This is how karma works.
That is how karma works, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm going into work tomorrow, my real job, with broken readers.
Ugh. So then we see Gina and Emily. They meet up to go shopping, and Gina shows Emily the picture of her at the concert of the boy band in 2021 because she's a huge fan of this boy band.
98 degrees.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say it. They never say it on the show. I'm joking.
I thought they did.
No, they never say it. They always leave it out. You can say
It's
it.
like you can't say the Super Bowl. You have to say the big game.
Exactly, right?
I still can't tell you the guy's name. I only know Nick Lachey and his brother. I don't even know his first name.
Yeah, I don't know his name either.
The brother's first name.
Yeah, I don't even care, though. Does anybody care?
I
Nobody
don't
cares.
care either.
Right, nobody cares. That she's a huge fan of this boy band. So she was very interested in this whole thing. She's like, oh, like, I mean, I never, I would have been interested in, sleeping with him, basically is what she was saying.
You find out one of your friends slept with one of your crushes.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That is interesting. Shannon asked Heather, did you ever hear the song? And Heather's like, no, I never heard it because they didn't play it and they never played it. And Shannon's like, well, how do you even sing and moan at the same time? And then Heather did her impression of singing and moaning. Okay, we did not need that. We didn't need that.
I definitely could have done without.
Yeah.
I could have done without.
Gina said one of the things that Heather doesn't like is how aggressive Tamra gets. And she does. She really gets so aggressive. She just goes from
She
0
sure
to
does.
100. She's got no calm middle ground at all.
No, but then she'll say, I don't explode in public.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do. And you know what's interesting? I happened to listen to her recapping Salt Lake City. Did you happen to listen to her on 2Ts? And she was talking
I
about
haven't listened to 2Ts in quite some time because between Tamra and Dolores, I have no use for it. I very much enjoy listening to Teddy, and I'll listen to her with Erica Jane, but yeah.
so when she was recapping Salt Lake City with Lisa Barlow, I just think that this is very interesting. They were talking about the poster boards and how Lisa was acting like Tamra, which you had said when we were recapping it, right? So Tamara recognized that behavior as her behavior. She acknowledged it. She's like, I get
That's
the same.
interesting.
I thought so too. She goes, I get the same way. She goes, I can't. She's like, I get so mad. I can't even speak. Like, I just revert to flipping out, just exactly like Lisa did. I thought to
Wow.
myself, the fact that she's been on the show so many years and she sees herself do it and doesn't recognize it until she sees it in another housewife.
Someone else doing it.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought that was very interesting.
I'm surprised she acknowledged it. That's self-reflection right there, and I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. I was surprised. I was
Yeah.
surprised. So Emily says one of the questions at the sleepover in LA was, who do you trust the least? And Heather said Tamara, and Emily admitted that she wouldn't trust her with sensitive information. And everyone there has said that. Every single one of them has said that because when she gets mad, she weaponizes it. And it's
Yeah, you
obvious.
can't blame them. It's
Right.
very obvious.
Right. And, back at the ceramic rebuilding thing, Shannon tells Heather
I
that
can't stand the back and forth, by the way.
I know.
I
I know.
cannot stand the back and forth.
She tells her in Temecula, her name came up, about her doing the groundlings. And Heather said, well, by the way, I am a comedic actress. Like, don't they know I was on a sitcom for many years? And I guess you have to audition to be a part of the groundlings, which I didn't know. But she was very insulted that they were questioning her acting. And honestly, I don't blame her. That is her profession. That is her career. If you're gonna
Listen,
if you're
I
gonna
don't
make fun of
find
it,
Heather I don't find her very funny, but she was on sitcoms.
yes.
I looked up her IMDb. There's plenty on there. A lot of it was one episode, which whatever. But the bottom line is maybe that's why she's taking these classes. She's been out of practice for a long time. She was on sick. She wants to get back into that. So
Right.
she's taking classes to perfect her craft. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It's just honestly,
I think it's a big deal that they were making fun of it, but she's
it,
going to think it is.
yeah. Well, because it's mean girl behavior, right? Then we see Jen goes to the tattoo shop with her son Dawson and her other son. I don't remember his name, the younger one.
Me neither, and I thought I wrote it down.
Grayson, I did write it down. I did.
Okay.
Grayson. So he's getting a tattoo because he's going to be leaving in July and he's going to be gone for 13 weeks in boot camp because he's joined the Marines and then he'll be home for 10 days and then he's going to be gone again. So he's going to, yeah, that is rough. He's getting 4 sevens across his chest. He said they meant something, but he didn't really say what they meant. I don't know what they mean.
Yeah, I don't either.
But as he's having the tattoo towards the end of it, he passes out. I'll be honest with you, I thought he was having a seizure the way he was.
So
he
did
was
I. I
kicking.
have that written down. I think he had a seizure.
I do too, but they didn't acknowledge a seizure. They said that he passed out. And just this past weekend, he graduated from boot camp. And I don't know if you saw this. He passed out at his graduation.
I did. I did see that.
So I hope he's okay. Like, I hope that this isn't a medical condition that's causing him to pass out.
I totally agree with you. Now, I think that obviously the people at the tattoo shop responded very well. Obviously, they've seen something similar before. I mean, it's a tattoo shop. I'm sure people pass out a lot. So they had the smelling salts, they had the lollipop, they did what they had to do. But I was thinking the same thing because I did see that post that he passed out. Like, is this some kind of medical condition that
Right.
they maybe weren't aware of?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I hope that it's not. And I hope they'll probably get him checked out, I would imagine, to make sure
Well,
that.
I mean, you have to go through crazy, screenings and stuff before you even go into the military.
I don't
you
think
would
so.
think
I mean, I
you
think
have to go through you have to get cleared medically.
Yeah, but I don't know how like, I don't know how extensive it is. I don't know if they're, like, doing, like, all this blood work and doing EKGs and doing, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how
Well,
extensive it
yeah,
is.
but I mean, it has to be something similar to the police academy, which is very rough to get through. Like, I would think that if you had some kind of medical condition, it would have come up prior to the day of your graduation in the 13 weeks of training. The training is rigorous.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not some kind
Yeah.
of medical condition.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm hoping too. And while she's there, she's talking to them about, marrying Ryan and, what their thoughts are on it. And Grayson is, he's like, "Listen, he's super kind to us and he treats you well. Like, I love him. I think he's a great guy." So I thought that was really good for her to hear that from her son, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Then Emily and Shane and the kids are having pizza, except for Luke, who'll only eat white rice from Trader Joe's. And that's the only white rice he'll eat.
I love Trader Joe's, Luke. I'm with you.
She also lets us know that they're seeing separate therapists for both of her boys, and she's not sure if Keller's doing it because he needs it or because he feels left out. But either way, he's going to benefit from it. So I think it's fine.
Everybody benefits from therapy, so I wouldn't even
Yep.
question it. I thought it was funny when Emily told Shane he can give her a Roomba, but not as a gift. So I got a Roomba as a Christmas gift one year. My husband has a very creative way of, listen, he always gets me a wife gift too. Don't get me wrong. I always get a bag or shoes or, something. But there's always a house gift that is pawned off as part of my Christmas gift. The air fryer, the Roomba, KitchenAid mixer. I don't bake, by the way, so that really should have been a test gift. But I thought it was so funny when she said that. I'm like, oh, I got a Roomba as a Christmas gift one year.
That is funny.
Yeah.
So she starts talking about his diagnosis, how it's kind of complicated and, they don't really know whether or not he's autistic. He's got ADHD, OCD, anxiety, the learning disability, and dyslexia. That
That's a
that's
lot.
that's a lot. And that they're going to, they're gonna come up with a plan because really the learning disability seems to be his biggest challenge right now. They're going to come up with a plan so that he can, overcome these hurdles. What struck me was she said, he's in the 4th grade and I didn't even know he couldn't read. Now, like, that does strike me as something like 4th grade. I mean, how could you not know he didn't read?
My feeling is, how has this not come up in a parent teacher conference? Because I later, after this episode, saw a post and she said, let me be clear, he can read, but he's not on a 4th grade level. A
Okay.
lot of kids
Okay.
read not at their grade level. She didn't say that during the episode, or if she did,
No.
we didn't hear her say that. So
Right.
she did clear it up in a post. But we've all gone through parent teacher conferences, and they are pretty specific with where your kids are at.
Yes.
So even if he wasn't reading at grade level, that probably would have come up at a parent teacher conference, I would think.
Yes, absolutely. And
Because
honestly,
they break them
yeah.
into groups, right? According to their level, typically.
Yeah. And it's a very specific grade, like it's a very specific reading test that they do to come up with the grade levels that they're reading at. Like it's not like
Right.
it's an arbitrary thing. Like it's very
Right.
specific.
Right.
So it sounds to me like I'm glad that you clarified that she clarified that. So
Yeah.
there should have been a child study team involved way earlier than 4th grade. Like, why wouldn't the teacher, if he's not reading at grade level, that's the first thing. That's the first time, I've been through a child study team with my children, like, and reading at grade level is the first thing that, like, it's the
It's an
basis.
indicator.
It's a basis for all subjects in learning. So if you're not reading at grade level, you're going to have a problem in every single class.
It's going to affect everything else.
Right. So I was a little surprised about that, but I'm glad that she has this information now and that they're working towards it.
I believe in this post, she also said he started a new school.
Okay.
I believe it was the same post.
Okay. She also mentions how Shane has totally changed his parenting style since he's gotten this diagnosis. And I think that that's awesome because before, Shane, and we kind of saw that he was like, well, why are we rewarding bad behavior if he's not doing what we ask him to do? Like, why are you coddling him? But now he's really doing more of like a positive reinforcement and he's really meeting him where he's at, which is kind
Yeah,
of what
I
you need
think
to do.
Shane had like a tough love kind of, that's how he approached it. But, not every kid responds to that. We both have very different children from
Yes.
our own kid. Like our
Yeah.
own kid are very different from the other one. So where tough love might work for one, it might not work for the other. And I think
Yeah.
you have to be aware, you can't parent all of your children the same way. I think we can both state that,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Um, then this next scene I really could have done without. Gretchen and Slade and Skylar doing their photo shoot and the FaceTime from Shannon. Did we need to see that? I don't think we did. I really don't.
I don't think we did because it was ridiculous.
It was 100% was ridiculous.
I think that Gretchen, I, I I think she's like she's just putting on a show. Like her whole life is just putting on a show for people.
And she's a friend of. Like, did we need to see
Hey, why are we
a
seeing this?
a photo shoot from a friend of? We don't need that. We don't need
No,
that. No.
no.
No. So they're going to be decorating cakes at Tamra's spring fling party. Emily is the first one there, and I wrote down, I love, love, love Emily's dress.
Yes, me too.
That was such
Too.
a figure flattering dress for
She looked
Emily.
great, Emily.
I love
She
that
looked
dress.
great. Yes. Did
So
we
she
talk about the flashback to the eating the bow off of the cake yet? Or did that happen yet?
that didn't happen yet, but you can bring it up. That's what, because Tamra said there's going to be no bows on the cake. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Terry DeBro's reaction to Heather and Heather's face, like she ate the bow off of my cake. And Terry DeBro's like, she what?
I know.
I mean, the reaction to someone taking a piece of sugar off of a cake.
It was a tiny little piece. It's not like she gripped
It
the
was
whole
so
bow off.
tiny.
It was a tiny little piece. I don't even remember who did that. Do you remember who did it?
That girl, I forget her name. She had dark hair. She was Gretchen and Alexis Bellino's friend.
She was a friend.
Yeah, she was definitely a friend. She was on the outset, but she was in that season a decent amount, and I forget her name. But she was clearly very drunk that evening.
Right. It was a
But
tiny piece of the bow.
oh my God, Terry's reaction. It was
I
like
know.
as if somebody had just stolen a Christian Louboutin out of her closet. Oh my God, it's like, Terry, chill.
It was definitely overreacting.
Yes.
Speaking of Gretchen and Alexis Bellino got married this weekend.
She sure did. I will say I loved her dress.
Which one? Because you did not like the second dress. The second
No,
dress
I did
was
not like the
horrible.
second one. That was ridiculous. The first one I thought was very pretty, but I don't like her.
So I read I read that she uninvited Jen Pedranti.
You're kidding.
Yeah, so Jen was originally invited, but she uninvited her. But her son graduated this weekend, so I don't think she was going to be going anyway.
Right. That's right.
Wasn't that this weekend too? I think that they were
I
both this
bet
week.
you Jen responded no because of her son's graduation, and then Alexis probably put it out there like, oh, I uninvited her anyway. Because maybe people would have questioned like, oh, I thought Jen was supposed to be there. But if you see that her son graduated, you're going to know why she wasn't there.
I don't know. I just thought that was odd.
Very odd.
But obviously Tamara was there and Galena was there and Joe was there. Who else was there?
That's all I saw.
Yeah, Shannon wasn't there. Could you imagine?
Shannon was not there. Was
Heather
Jim
was not
Bellino there?
Jim.
Heather
No,
was not there.
I didn't see Heather. Heather wasn't there. And I thought Heather was friends with Alexis.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll get more information about that. Not that I care. I don't really care. I just brought it up.
Yeah.
Emily says that she was very surprised by Gretchen's behavior. It was not very Christian behavior. And I was like, what does that mean? And then she's like, well, when I went to pick her up for the LA sleepover, her and Slade and Skylar had a prayer moment outside the car, and then they show it to us. I was like, what?
Again, producers should have shown us that to begin with. But do you follow Gretchen on social media?
No, I
Oh,
don't.
yeah. I mentioned this a couple of episodes ago. She pushes her Christianity a lot. Which, listen, I'm a Christian. I'm okay with it. Would do what you got to do. I feel like maybe she uses it when it's convenient for her, and I think that that's what Emily's point kind of was as well.
Honestly, I feel like Alexis Bellino does the same thing.
I think she certainly did when she was first on the show. She and Jim. I mean, they really made a big deal about that. She and Jim when they were married. But I think Gretchen, again, I think Gretchen just wants to portray a certain
Yeah.
picture of her life. And I don't know if that's necessarily what's really going on.
Yeah, I honestly don't think it is, and again, I don't need these bullshit scenes. I don't need to see
No,
them. I don't need to
no,
see them.
I'm all set.
Emily then tells Tamara that, one of the questions at the sleepover was, out of this group of women, like, who do you trust the least? And Heather said Tamara. And Emily's like, and I said you also. Well, she lost it. She lost it again. She lost
She
it.
sure did. But thankfully, Emily calls her out for not having clean hands all the time.
Right.
And
Yeah.
the funniest thing is then Tamara goes to run away because that's what Tamara does.
Right.
She's at her own house.
I know. Where is she going?
She had to go upstairs to her bedroom. Like, think what happens is Tamara gets caught off guard, and she's such a strategizer. When she's caught off guard, she really doesn't know how to respond.
I mean, that could be it, but she just overreacts to everything.
She's just very defensive. She is, you can dish it, but you can't take it. I mean, she's really like the picture of it.
So Tamara's like, that really hurt my feelings. And Emily's like, well, you have to admit that you do this. And Tamara walks away and says, I can't do this right now. Emily says, oh, so now you're pissed at me? She said, no, I'm hurt by you. Okay, I'm glad she said that. Listen, I think that's what it was. I think she was hurt because she thinks, and she's actually said this, might have been on her podcast or someone else's podcast. Emily's podcast, Legally Brunette, is under her on iHeart.
Yeah.
So technically she does work for her. Like, it's under her umbrella. So she's like, I feel like she's betrayed me. She really feels like this is what she's been saying now since this episode, since we're seeing it. Like, she feels like Heather and Emily and Gina have really betrayed her. And
I mean, what does she expect? Like, you're still on a show with Emily, and Emily's still entitled to an opinion, and it doesn't have to be your opinion because she works for you. And so that's what I was going to say before. I don't listen to Tamra and Dolores because honestly, the more I listen to Dolores, the more I think I lose respect. Because she's talking about these other housewives trying to correct their behavior, but she can't even tell her BFF how to behave. So I've lost it for Dolores. But I have a hard time listening to Teddy and Erica as well, recap OC, because I feel like it's biased. I think Erica tries to call Tamara out on things, but Teddy can't. And it's not her fault. They're good friends, but then just don't recap the show.
right.
But
Don't recap
Tamara
it.
is that, yeah, just don't recap it. But Tamara is that person that if you have that kind of affiliation with her, you have to have her back no matter what. But it's a conflict because, yes, Emily kind of works for you, but she's also on a show with you and should be able to voice her opinion.
Right. Right. It's so funny because that's what Tamara is known for. That's my opinion. Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Yep.
okay for her to have her opinion, but
Right.
Emily and Gina and Heather, they can't have their own opinion because it's not
Right.
her opinion.
And listen, look at what she did to Shannon last season. She dragged Shannon last year.
Yeah.
She was not supportive. She called her an alcoholic, a drunk. You watch somebody do that to someone that they were very close with for 11 years or 7 years, whatever the magic number is.
Right.
I would have a hard time trusting that person as well.
Me too. Me too. I mean, especially after what she brought up about Shannon's father.
Right.
I mean, listen, it proves everyone's point why they don't trust her.
Yes.
Because when she gets pissed, she weaponizes anything you've ever said to her. She weaponizes it.
Yes. Yes.
So then Gina shows up and Emily tells her that, Tamara's pissed at me. And Gina asks, like, why are you mad? And Tamara said, well, why can't I get support? Nobody supports me. Gina said, we support you. But, I think it's really cool that you slept with a boy band member. And then she's about to tell them about the text message that she has printed out about Jen following the boy band member as Jen is coming in. And
Yes.
meanwhile, I don't know if you noticed, Emily is licking the frosting off the spatula as this is going on. Of course, she
I
has
didn't
to.
notice that, but I would have been doing the same thing, actually. I'll tell you what, though. I love Jen's dress. She is gorgeous.
She really is.
Jen is the hottest housewife in OC. Sorry,
Yeah,
Tamara.
she's not going to like
She
that.
truly is. She's so pretty, and that dress was perfect. Like, she just looked great.
She did look great. I actually liked all of their dresses, to be quite honest with you.
I did too. I thought they all did a really nice job.
So Jen walks in and she said, Gretchen feels bad. And she did say as soon as it happened, I'm mad at myself, for saying that. Like, I didn't want that to come out. And I do think that that's true. I do think that she really, listen, she drank too much and she had
Yep.
loose lips. And, I can relate
I totally
to that.
agree. I'm not a big Gretchen fan, but
Right.
she definitely knew she made a mistake and said, I made a mistake. I never should have done that.
Right. Right. It's what she said. So then Tamara and then Heather shows up and they're outside, they're sitting down, and Tamara said, well, Heather said she believes her lies. And Heather's like, that is not what I said. I said what she says she believes is the truth. Tamara said, you also called her a sociopath. Heather said, no, that is not what I said. I'm saying to her, it is her truth. And Tamara's like, well, that's a sociopath. Again, you are totally twisting Heather's words. And I'm glad that
Right.
Heather was there
Yeah.
then and there to call her out on it. But
Yes.
again, in Tamara's mind, she believes what she's saying is true too.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. Tamara is 100% the same way. Like, because you've said it in the past where I'm like, no, Tamara's just fucked up and she's being mean and she's being horrible. And you've always been like, no, I think she really believes what she's saying.
Yeah, I do. I really do. And then Emily jumps in and she's like, well, that's the same thing we say about Katie. And she's like, well, I talked to her yesterday and I'm going to meet with her. And Emily's like, so you're going to sit down with someone who hurt me and my children, who called her a racist, and you're going to sit down with her and listen to what she has to say because that works for your narrative against Gretchen? And
Right. Meanwhile, Emily was scared to befriend Gretchen again because she won't make that mistake again.
Right.
Because of how Tamara treated her the last time she hung out with Gretchen prior to them filming this season.
Right. Right. And she was 100% right what she was saying.
100% right.
And Emily says, well, if you do that, that's going to piss me off. You want to be upset that I said I didn't trust you. And Tamara's like, well, there's a big difference. And she's like, she didn't answer it. She just said there's a big difference. And then she's like, well, let's just go decorate cakes. Okay. All right. Let's go deflect. All right. So they walk in the kitchen and Heather says, she said she's mad at you because you said you didn't trust her. And Heather walks in and said, this is going to be the last time Heather walks in and then Tamara says, this is going to be the last time I ever film after this.
So she's quitting again.
Again. I'm like, what?
It's so ridiculous. You know what I think? I think she's waiting for like producers to be like, no, please don't go. You can't go. Like she said that Andy and Alex Baskin called her last time and were like, you can't leave. Doubt it. I really, really doubt that, especially after what you sent me. And I'm not a huge Sheena fan, but I sat through it. I didn't get all the way through it. I listened to it. I'm almost done with it. I'm at the point where she's talking to Alex Baskin and he co-signs what Sheena Shea says, where Sheena, denies saying her dream job is to be on OC. And she says that Tamara brought it up to her. Tamara cannot be happy because she loves to name drop Alex Baskin, but he totally took Sheena Shea's side against Tamara. right?
And he wouldn't take a side. He also, I don't know if you get to this part, he also confirmed that they wanted her back on the Valley, and she turned it down. Sheena, yeah.
Yeah.
She turned down the Valley. So everyone who's saying
she's not going to be on it?
She's not on it. She turned it down. She turned it down. It was a hard decision for her. She goes on to say that she really, something resonated with her when Paige left Summer House, and she reached out.
I didn't get to this point.
Yeah, she reached out to Paige DeSorbo to see, what made you make this decision. And, she feels like, maybe this is the time for me to leave. And she made that decision herself. So everyone out there that's been hating on her, saying how, listen, I'm not going to say she's not thirsty, but I have always said she really is friends with these people. Like, these people, she knows a lot of people. There is 1 degree of separation from Sheena Shea in every Bravo universe.
I'll give her that. I'll give her that.
Right?
Yeah.
So she was offered the Valley. She turned it down. And
I didn't get to that point.
Yep. And Alex Baskin co-signed it. And he said, there's a spot. Basically, he said, there's a spot for you if you want to come. You change your mind. So I think this whole Lala Sheena thing, I don't know, we got on this tangent. Then Lala put out one podcast with her version. Sheena gave her version. Then Lala came back and said that she lied about what happened with the kids. And then Lala unfollowed her and her whole family. So I think this whole thing is very sad, to be quite honest with you, because they really were friends.
I know. And the worst part is that the girls were like sisters.
Right.
Summer and Ocean.
I think
that's the saddest part.
I know. I think the girls will still be friends. I think that
hopefully
Sheena,
with their moms, and
I think Lala and Sheena are going to get through this. I do, because Lala's mom and Sheena's mom are both very involved in their lives and in the kids' lives. And I don't think that they will allow this to go on too long. I really don't, because they're both strong women themselves. But
listen, if they're smart, they would both walk away from reality TV right now. Because without that noise, they could totally get through it. Without that noise.
Yeah, they could. They could. So we'll have to see. I don't know. We got off on that tangent. But anyway.
Yeah.
Heather,
but Alex Baskin did take Sheena Shea's side over Tamra, was my point of bringing it up.
Yes.
She loves to name drop the Alex Baskin. So she can't be happy about that, Tamra. Plus, I think Tamra's alive.
Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I actually would love to have Alex Baskin at the reunion, because Matt says that Slade says that he was on the phone with Alex Baskin when they were in New Orleans. Remember?
Well, that's right. That's right. Yes.
So I would love to know from Alex Baskin if that did or did not happen. I'd love to have the answer on that.
Yeah, well, maybe Andy will reach out to somebody.
Yeah. So Heather said, what did I do to you? And she's like, well, you said you didn't trust me. And Heather said, well, you're shit-talking my career. And she's like, and I get this. Basically, Heather's big thing was listen, if you want, and she says it right to Gina too, if you want to shit-talk me as an athlete, that's fine. I'm not a great athlete. But you were shit-talking what I do for a living. And if you had a question about what I did, then come ask me. Don't be making fun of me behind my back that I'm doing improv classes. And then what I really liked about this whole conversation is that Heather said to Gina, let's go talk about this. And they go sit down and they have a normal, civilized conversation, the two of them. They talk it out and they're friends. They get, it's all good. That's how you resolve a conflict. You sit down and you have a conversation about it, and then you move on.
I agree. However, 2 things. 1, Heather will totally make fun of somebody else for their career choices and stuff like that. We've seen it. And 2, she totally took the focus off of Tamra and shifted it onto Gina. All of a sudden, Tamra's hands were clean. Tamra was out of it, and Heather was gunning for Gina over it. I'm glad they got resolved and got through it, but it's what about Tamra? You're not holding her accountable.
Well, this is what I think happened. I think she was trying to, but then Gina walked in and she brought Gina into it because she could already see Tamra wasn't even listening. She wasn't going to get anywhere with Tamra because Tamra had already said, this is it. She was already in her
she's
mind.
Not filming anymore. She quits, blah, blah, blah.
So I think Heather said, well, let me just pivot. I need to address this with Gina anyway. And since Gina just walked in, let me let's see. I put to
Tamara
okay.
brings up then they decorate their cakes and blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
they're
But
decorating their
Tamara
cakes.
brings up the tactical thing, and she called 98 Degrees guy's wife and brings up the Jen following him.
Yes.
And
And the
literally everybody else walked out of the room because nobody fucking cares if Jen followed the guy.
right. They didn't
They
want to be a part
all
of it.
walked out.
They did. Yep. They're disgusted. They were literally disgusted. They're like, she brings out screenshots.
Yeah.
It
Like,
is.
who
It's
cares?
disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And that's when she said, you felt the need to follow at 5:22 to follow him. I'm like, what? Give me a break. You know the exact time?
Yeah, I don't know how you get that information. Unless, like you said, it was in real time.
Yeah, it had to have been in real time.
And then Heather goes crawling back into the kitchen and says, I don't know why she followed him. Which I don't either, quite honestly. But then Tamara starts fake crying. Like Heather's just giving her the platform to act, like the victim, which is what Tamara does. Always.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And Emily even calls out Heather for going in the kitchen to follow after her. She's like, she told me in LA that she doesn't trust her, but yet she's going to go check on her.
Exactly. Exactly. And Tamara says to Heather, you just don't like me.
Yeah,
I
that's what she
mean,
said. Right.
it's crazy.
Right. Heather's like, that's ridiculous. Like, she said, you proved it over and over again. What?
Right.
And then she walks away and says she's done. And then Emily and Heather, they go in the kitchen and they're trying to help Tamara clean up because they're all going to leave. And Tamara's yelling at them that, I've been going through the toughest time of my life and you have no idea. And then she walks upstairs and quits again.
Listen, I'm not going to say I don't feel bad for her because this was in the beginning when we all found out about Teddy and it wasn't looking good. Thank God, she posted there's no detectable cancer right now.
Right.
And that's a blessing. And we pray for her. We really do. But at this point, while they were filming, it didn't look good. The prognosis wasn't good. So I understand, but you did sign up to be on a show and people have gone through similar things and have not acted like a villain and then played victim, which is what she does and which is what she's doing and which is what she has done in the past when she has not been dealing with her best friend being diagnosed with cancer. This is not new behavior for Tamra. She's just using this as an excuse to, make up for her behavior.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, if this was something new that we've never saw Tamara like this before, you'd be like, all right, let's give her some grace.
For
But
sure.
this is who she is on steroids. This is who she's always been.
And openly admit it on Watch What Happens Live that she cannot do something different because then she'll lose her job. And Andy says, no, you won't. But come on, Andy. Bravo rewards bad behavior. We see it. So there might be something to what she said that she shouldn't change because she might lose her job. Even though I think people are over it and over her, but I don't know. She openly admit to not wanting to change because she wants to keep her job.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens. I mean, we did see, I guess, on the coming attractions, they're all together at a party, and Slade is there, and I guess Tamara and Slade have
Eddie.
words, and Eddie. Yeah, we see Eddie walking out, giving them the finger with Tamara.
It looks like Tamara's going to talk to Gretchen, and when Slade walks up, Tamara's like, no, and walks away. Like she won't talk if Slade's there.
Is that what you see? I don't even know. I just saw it.
That's
Yeah.
the way I saw it, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know if that's next week or that's just what's coming. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. What episode was this? 13?
13. 13. And
So
I honestly thought we were going to see Katie this episode. I thought we were going to, I'm surprised we didn't see her. So we still have to see Katie next episode too with the sit down.
Right.
Because we
No,
saw
this
that.
season goes on because I remember Lori did that calendar. I was looking at our calendar. OC goes for a while. We're in this for a while. This isn't over
Okay.
anytime soon because
Okay.
you figure we're going to get through October. So there's 3 more episodes in October. That's going to get us to the 16th episode. Then we have Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
Once the holidays start coming, then everything gets broken up.
Okay.
This season goes pretty.
Okay. Well, that's right, because I still think that there's a trip to Amsterdam we haven't seen yet, right? There's a
Yeah.
whole trip. We don't even know when they're going there.
Yep. This must be a longer season than normal.
Yeah, it must be. All right. So
Yeah.
we're just going to, yeah, because they haven't filmed this reunion yet.
No.
So yeah, we'll have,
No, because we don't know the seating arrangement yet, right?
no, we haven't seen the seating arrangement. We haven't heard anything about it. All right. So
All right.
we're along for the ride.
We sure are. We sure are.
So until next time, thank you for watching and listening. Please give us 5-star reviews and subscribe. Bye.
Bye.